From smuggled wrecks to the world's most survivable battle tank. Israel started with borrowed Shermans held together by sheer desperation and ended up designing armor that rewrites the rules of tank warfare. Today we trace the complete evolution of Israeli tanks from absolute improvisation to revolutionary innovation. This is the story of Israeli armor. Starting off with the Independence War, Israel's first tanks were born from necessity and smuggling operations. M4A2 Sherman wreck. A rusted diesel-powered Hulk discovered abandoned in Palestine. It couldn't fight, couldn't move properly, and barely qualified as a tank. But it taught Israeli mechanics what they needed to learn. Up next, Hotchkiss H-35 and H-39 light tanks. These tiny French machines were smuggled through underground networks in pieces. Slow, cramped, and armed with puny 37mm guns, they were barely better than armored cars. But they had tracks and they rolled. Next, Cromwell cruiser tanks. Purchased as British surplus, these medium tanks gave Israel its first taste of real mobility. With their 75mm guns and reliable Meteor engines, Cromwells became breakthrough specialists during the war. The next one, M4A4 Sherman series, the backbone arrives. Israeli agents scoured European scrapyards for these American workhorses, purchasing wrecks for pennies and shipping them to Palestine in secret. Many arrived missing turrets, engines, or transmissions. Israeli mechanics performed miracles, cannibalizing parts from multiple Hulks to create fighting vehicles. By mid-1948, enough Shermans were operational to form Israel's first armored brigade, and these tanks became the hammer that broke Egyptian lines in the Negev. Then Sherman Krupp conversions. Israel purchased 50 Swiss Krupp 75mm field guns and attempted to mount them on Sherman chassis. The conversion proved far too complex. These hybrids only became operational in April 1949, arriving too late for combat. Frankenstein Shermans. The final early variants were mechanical nightmares, each one assembled from parts scavenged from 3 different tank types. Israeli crews joked they were driving Frankenstein's monster into battle. Let's move on to the development era, where Israel transformed from tank scavenger to tank innovator. M4A1 Sherman M50 Super Sherman. Now, this is the transformation that changed Israeli armor. Engineers mounted the powerful French 75mm CN75-50 high-velocity gun onto the Sherman chassis, creating a tank that could penetrate modern Soviet armor. The M50 featured a massive muzzle brake and completely redesigned turret. Israel built 300 of these deadly conversions. Up next, M4A1 Sherman M51 Isherman. The ultimate Sherman evolution. Armed with a massive French 105mm medium-velocity gun designed for the AMX-30, the M51 packed devastating firepower. It featured upgraded HVSS suspension, a Continental R975 engine producing 460 horsepower, and additional belly armor. This Super Sherman could engage Soviet T-54s and win. Next, AMX-13 light tanks. France agreed to sell Israel these nimble 15-ton reconnaissance machines after Chief of Staff Moshe Dayan personally attended demonstrations in 1956. Armed with 75mm guns and oscillating turrets, they served as mobile scouts and infantry support throughout the 1960s. Centurion Mark III and Mark V, the legend arrives. Britain's heavily armored Centurions became the backbone of Israeli armor. With thick cast steel hulls, powerful 20-pounder guns, and legendary reliability, these 50-ton beasts were nearly indestructible. Their Rolls-Royce Meteor engines pushed them to 35 kilometers per hour. The next one, Centurion Shotcal. Israel upgraded Centurions with the British 105mm L7 rifled gun, creating the Shotcal variant. This modification transformed an already excellent tank into the deadliest fighting machine in the Middle East. Then, M48 Patton Series. Following secret 1964 negotiations, America supplied 250 M48 tanks. To conceal the deal, tanks were taken from German surplus, refurbished in Italy, and shipped indirectly to Israel. Continuing with the Six-Day War to Yom Kippur War era, Israeli armor evolved through fire and steel. M48A1 and M48A2 Magik 1 and Magik 2. Israel immediately modified these American patents. The gasoline engines were replaced with reliable Continental diesel power plants producing 750 horsepower. Original 90mm guns were swapped for 105mm L7 cannons. The vulnerable commander's cupola was replaced with the Israeli-designed Erden low-profile cupola. The Magik series was born. M4 Sherman M50 and M51 in combat, June 1967. These upgraded Shermans shocked the world during the Six-Day War. In the Sinai Desert, experienced Israeli crews used superior gunnery and tactics to engage and destroy newer Soviet-supplied T-54s and T-55s at long range. The 105 armed M51s proved that firepower and crew skill could overcome numerical disadvantages. Old tanks with deadly guns became war winners through Israeli ingenuity and courage. Now this is the Centurion Shot-Cal in the Six-Day War, the Queen of the Desert. Israel fielded 293 operational Centurions when war erupted. Their thick armor shrugged off Egyptian and Syrian anti-tank fire like rain. In the Golan Heights, small numbers of Shot-Cals held off massive Syrian armored columns through superior positioning and devastating accurate fire. British engineering combined with Israeli modifications and aggressive tactics created an unbeatable combination. Centurion crews developed fierce pride in their nearly invincible machines. Up next, captured T-54 and T-55 tanks, Tiran 4 and Tiran 5. Israel captured hundreds of abandoned Soviet tanks from defeated Arab armies. Rather than scrap them, engineers converted them for IDF service. Designated Tiran 4 and Tiran 5, they received Israeli communications equipment, different ammunition storage, Western-style gun sights, and Star of David markings. Next, M48A3 Magic 3. The Patton series underwent continuous improvement. Magic 3 featured the powerful Continental AVDS 1790-2A diesel engine, improved transmission, better suspension for cross-country mobility, and enhanced fire control systems. Then, M60 Patton series arrival. America supplied M60A1 tanks following the War of Attrition. These featured the excellent 105mm M68 gun, improved cast armor with better ballistic shaping, and superior automotive performance compared to the M48 series. M60A1 Magic 6. Israeli engineers immediately began modifications. The Magic 6 received improved fire control computers, the Erden cupola replacing the tall American commander's position, increased external stowage for crew equipment, thermal sleeves protecting the main gun barrel, and additional machine guns for close infantry defense. The next one, Magic 6A with Blazer reactive armor. Reactive armor technology emerged as a revolutionary breakthrough. Magic 6A tanks received Blazer explosive reactive armor tiles covering vulnerable surfaces. These tiles detonated outward when struck by shape-charge warheads, dramatically reducing penetration without significantly increasing weight. Centurion Shot-Cal Dalet. The Centurion continued evolving. Shot-Cal Dalet variants incorporated American Continental diesel engines replacing British Meteors, upgraded transmission systems, improved suspension, and comprehensive Blazer reactive armor packages. This 1950s British design became thoroughly modernized. Next up, Magic 6B Gal. The 6B featured comprehensive upgrades including full Blazer reactive armor coverage, automatic fire suppression systems protecting the crew, enhanced armor packages on the turret front, and improved battlefield communications allowing better coordination. Yom Kippur War, October 1973, the crisis that changed everything. Israel faced catastrophic tank losses and desperate need for immediate replacements. Western nations imposed arms embargoes during the critical resupply period. This crisis exposed Israel's complete dependence on foreign suppliers and sparked determination to design and build a homegrown tank prioritizing crew survival above all else. Continue watching to see Israel's revolutionary indigenous tank design. Now let's look at the Cold War era, where Israel achieved true armored independence. Magic 6B Gal Badash. The ultimate Magic evolution incorporated modular armor packages that could be reconfigured for different threats, advanced fire control systems with ballistic computers, and improved mobility components including Merkava-style lighter tracks. Now this is the Merkava Mark I, the Chariot. Designed under Major General Israel Tal, the Merkava revolutionized tank philosophy by prioritizing crew survival above everything else. The engine was positioned at the front, providing additional protection for the crew compartment. A rear door allowed wounded evacuation and infantry transport under fire. The Merkava featured a unique Israeli-designed 120mm rifled gun, heavy modular frontal armor, and a spacious rear compartment carrying 6 soldiers or extra ammunition. Its design declared that tanks could be replaced but trained veteran crews could not. Following this, Merkava Mark I combat debut, 1982 Lebanon. The Merkava saw its baptism of fire during Operation Peace for Galilee. Despite facing modern Soviet At-3 Sagar missiles, RPG-7 rockets, and concentrated anti-tank fire in urban environments, Merkava crews suffered remarkably few casualties. The front engine layout proved its worth when multiple tanks took engine hits that would have killed crews in conventional designs. Up next, Magic 7A and Magic 7C. The Magic program reached its peak with these variants. They featured the powerful Continental AVDS 1790-2A diesel producing 908 horsepower, sophisticated fire control with laser rangefinders, comprehensive armor packages combining passive and reactive protection, and dramatically improved cross-country speed approaching 48 km per hour. Then Merkava Mark II. Introduced in 1983, the Mark II incorporated combat lessons from Lebanon. Improvements included upgraded armor protection with better composite materials, enhanced fire control systems with thermal sights, a more powerful AVDS 1790-6A engine producing 900 horsepower, improved suspension for mobility, and better transmission reliability. Captured T-62 conversions Tiran 6. Israel converted captured T-62 tanks into the Tiran 6 variant. They received Israeli communications, fire control systems, and modified ammunition storage. Some were later converted into heavy armored personnel carriers. The next one, Magic 7C Final Evolution. The ultimate Magic featured comprehensive reactive armor, thermal imaging sights for night combat, laser rangefinders, ballistic computers, and improved ammunition with better penetration. Over 1,000 Magic variants served Israel throughout 4 decades. Merkava Mark III. Arriving in 1989, the Mark III featured a significantly more powerful AVDS 1790-9 AR engine producing 1,200 horsepower, modular armor easily replaced after battle damage, an improved 120mm smoothbore gun, and advanced combat management system setting new standards for crew coordination. And our last category is the modern era, where Israeli tanks dominate asymmetric urban warfare. Merkava Mark III Baz. The Baz variant incorporated advanced digital fire control, thermal imaging for both gunner and commander, improved armor packages, enhanced communications, and integrated battlefield management systems. Up next, Sabra tank. Designed for the export market, Sabra was an extensively upgraded M60 package developed by Israeli military industries. Featuring a 120mm smoothbore gun, modern fire control with thermal sights, reactive armor, and a powerful MTU diesel engine producing 1,000 horsepower, it offered M60 operators a path to modern capabilities. Turkey purchased 170 M60T Sabra tanks. Next, Namer Heavy Armored Personnel Carrier. Israel pioneered converting obsolete Merkava Mark I and Centurion chassis into heavily armored infantry carriers. The Namer provided unprecedented protection for infantry in urban combat environments like Gaza. Its thick frontal armor and powerful engine made it nearly indestructible against RPGs and IEDs. Now this is the Merkava Mark IV. Introduced in 2004, the Mark IV featured a massive GD883 diesel engine producing 1,500 horsepower, a 120mm smoothbore cannon capable of firing both conventional shells and Laha laser-guided missiles, modular armor for easy battlefield repair, and dramatically improved electronics including digital displays and automated systems. Weighing 65 tons, it could still reach 64 km per hour. Merkava Mark IV with Trophy Active Protection System, the game changer. In 2009, Israel installed the revolutionary Trophy APS, the world's first operational hard-kill active protection system. Trophy automatically detects, tracks, and intercepts incoming missiles and rockets before impact using small explosive charges. It received combat baptism on March 1, 2011, successfully intercepting an RPG-29 in Gaza. Since then, Trophy has intercepted hundreds of anti-tank weapons, allowing Merkava tanks to operate in hostile environments without losses. Then Sabra light tank. Elbit Systems developed this 105mm armed light tank specifically for export. The Philippines ordered 18 Sabra tanks in 2022, demonstrating continued international interest in Israeli armored technology and expertise. Merkava Mark IV Barak. Delivered in 2023 after 5 years of development, the Barak integrates artificial intelligence for autonomous target acquisition, 360-degree sensor fusion providing complete situational awareness, and enhanced trophy systems countering drone threats. It represents the future of armored warfare, ensuring Israel remains a top-tier tank power for decades to come.